All right, fastest 15 minutes on social media, fastest 15 minutes on the internet. My name is Justin Powell. Let's get right to it. I want to. Yesterday, I was trying to see what the pundits whole thing was, but anyway, so I caught DL Hughley. DL Hughley is my frat brother now, so I can but look, the whole thing, and one thing that I've been constantly talking about is the dumbing down of black people, the real dumbing down of black people. And really, that's what the whole Ice Cube thing is about, because they think y'all dumb. They do. The whole Ice Cube thing is about the dumbing down of black people, because they don't go and get our intellectuals. We got people that got college degrees. We got people that are doctors, lawyers, engineers, everything. Brilliant people with brilliant minds. But they don't talk to them. They don't. We got Diddy. Now Diddy is starting a political party. We talked to Kanye West. We talked to P. Diddy. We talked to, Jay-Z. We talked to everybody. Beyonce. We talked to all of the I have to go back. Dave Chappelle had a joke. Remember the Dave Chappelle joke when 9/11 happened? He was like, yeah. It's like, let's go right now to young Jeezy and find out what Jeezy has to say about the political situation and the towers coming down. It's like, for what? He's a rapper. Ice Cube is an actor. He is an actor. He gets paid to act. Entertainers are paid to entertain. In fact, in the old days, they were looked down upon. They were court jesters. Let's talk about it. But now we go into Ice Cube, and it's disingenuous. Why is it disingenuous? Because what is Ice Cube? Let's and DL had some very valid points, because he was talking, well, we got this whole coronavirus thing going on, but you won't talk to nobody about coronavirus. You go talk to Ice Cube about the platinum plan, and even the name, the platinum plan. It's like what? It's like, okay, we can get it. We can get black people by offering them some money. $1,200. I've been telling y'all, they gave us, and everybody didn't even get the $1,200. And we keep on falling for the okie doke. What the hell does Ice Cube know about politics? Not a damn thing. What is he? He don't even. And then he went on TV or CNN. He looked like an idiot. He really did. And y'all don't want to admit that, because y'all like him, and that's why they got him. That's why they get these people. That's why they want to, the NFL wants y'all back. That's why people can say, boycott the NFL. I love football. But guess what? I don't watch it. Now when it's time to watch football, you know what I do? I sit up there and I read, and I talk to my family and my wife and all that. That's all I do, because I'm not giving y'all no more money. It's cool. Same thing with the NBA. I love the NBA. The Pistons, the bad boy Pistons, those are my boys. But I ain't watching the NBA. I ain't watching none of these major sports leagues. Why? Because they don't treat us right. All they do is take our money and then roll. And the whole thing with Ice Cube was that they went to Boyce Watkins as well, because Boyce Watkins is taking the bag too. They're trying to psych y'all out like, oh, intelligent black people look at this network or whatever. Please. And then he's up there telling y'all that education is unimportant. He's telling y'all that voting is unimportant. He's telling everything that the white supremacist agenda is, he supports. And that's intelligent? Really? That's intelligent. Come on, y'all. Y'all got to wake up. This is ridiculous. And then, it's like you don't invite nobody else to the White House but entertainers, rapper. They got to either be rappers, comedians, athletes. The same thing. Why y'all putting so much pressure? Putting so much pressure on LeBron. LeBron is the only role model we got. But we graduating people out of Howard and Hampton and Morehouse and Xavier and everything else. We graduating all these black men. And then they send rappers after y'all because that's what they do. Just like they send malt liquor into your neighborhoods. Now, I do agree. Now, Boyce does talk about being, drunk and being sober and all that kind of stuff, which is good. I'm not saying he's totally bad. But what I am saying is the rhetoric that he's spewing out, he got paid to do it. We know that he got paid because, look, I got my first radio show at 14 years old. I was 14 years old. I'm 58 now. And guess what? I've worked for networks. I've worked for all different types of radio stations and TV stations and all kinds of stuff. And you know something? What Boyce Watkins did with Ice Cube was what we call a softball interview. Meaning he got paid to interview my man because, once again, think about it, y'all. Ice Cube is an international superstar. If you walk down, you can go, overseas and walk down the street with Ice Cube and people know who he is. So why did he go there first? Because he couldn't go to Roland Martin because Roland Martin tore him a new butthole because Roland Martin is woke. You may not agree, but he knows his history and what his ancestors went through, and to tell people, to sit up there and talk about, oh, well, your ancestors ain't die so that you could vote. That's bullshit. Excuse my French. Parlez-vous français? Do you understand what I'm saying? And they're feeding you this rhetoric, and now everybody's fighting back and forth because they know that if we get Ice Cube, this will rile the people up. It's orchestrated. And Ice Cube, the whole affiliation with Steve Bannon is ridiculous. Why are you talking to a person? First of all, realize Steve Bannon is a white supremacist and a white nationalist, meaning he believes that the United States of America should be only for white people. And white people should reap all the benefits, if there are any benefits, of this country. That's what white nationalism is. And he believes that he is intellectually and physically superior to the black man. Go look him up, read some of his stuff. And he spews a rhetoric of be proud of your white nationalism and be proud of your white supremacy. And this is Trump's, was his campaign, ran his campaign, and then was his chief of staff when he first got into office. And then all of a sudden, once they got into office, he became a liability. That's why he got rid of him. Because then people would know Trump's true nature. And then but does Biden have anybody like that on his payroll? Has he ever had anybody like that on his payroll? Go. And they're talking about stuff that happened in the 80s and the 90s. This is 2000. You talk about stuff that happened 30 or 40 years ago. Y'all on a Bill Cosby witch hunt. Y'all want stuff to happen 30 or 40. So you want this man to pay now, 30, 40 years later? And he was just doing what he was told. The crime bill was supported by black people because all of the crime was in black neighborhoods. White folk wasn't worried about no crime. Wasn't no crime in the suburbs. Wasn't no crime in the suburbs. The crime was in the inner cities. Open air drug markets, crack cocaine being sold. Y'all seen The Wire? Yeah, that was real life in the 80s. That's how it went down. And then now all of a sudden, it's opioids and methamphetamine, and now it's a crisis. It's a health crisis. Remember when Trump first got in office? They tried to downplay it, but you know what the difference was? Crack was black, opioids is white. It's racism. Stop tripping and falling for the okie doke. They put us down. They put us down. They put us down by not realizing, tell Ice Cube to come and talk to me. Because I would rip him one and let him know what your true history is. You need to know what your history is. As like I said, all of these people that died, that fought, that did all this kind of stuff, and then you just act like their everything that they did was in vain. I even see black people, putting down the ancestors and putting down all the people that came before us. You can't win like that. You ain't got no foundation, and you taking the bag from people that don't mean you no good. And like I said, all Ice Cube had to do was just say, look, I was trying to save my league. And then that brings me to my final point. Why he had to go to them in the first place? Because we ain't organized financially. We don't put all our money in the... Why can't he go to some of these rich black pastors and some of these other, but he can't. Because only thing that we invest in is religion. We don't never invest in nothing but religion. And we need an independent black media. That's why. Because they know they can buy us at any time in any place. That's all. Look, Ice Cube was put on the auction block. Oh, he need to save his basketball league. He didn't have nowhere else to go. So so in a way I don't really blame him, but in a way I do. Because it's some things, it's just like if you can't do it the right way, then just don't do it. Or go to some of these athletes. They the only ones that got money. And like I said, they the only ones that you look up to. You don't look up to the black, just like we talked the other night about Umar Johnson, right? He's probably the only black man out here that got any damn sense. And y'all mad at him. Oh, he took money for building a school. Do you know how hard it is to build something that big with no money? And y'all ain't trying to give him no money. White folks got all kinds of schools and systems and everything else in place, especially the Jewish people. They ain't gonna let nobody who's trying to do something like Umar is doing, they ain't gonna let him fall. Dr. Johnson is a genius. Not only is he a genius, but he's got the right message. Pan-Africanism. We running around fighting each other. We don't even want to be African. None of y'all want to, everybody, I'm an Indian, I'm this, I'm that, I ain't, I'm a Hebrew, I'm this. But just like whatchamacallit's mama said, before you were anything else, you were from Al-Kebulon. But you don't want, if we all got that together and got that throughout, we are an African. Remember back in the 70s, we are an African people. We are. No matter where you wound up on the earth, where you wound up on the globe, if you got melanin in your skin, you are from Al-Kebulon, the cradle of civilization. You ain't no minority. You the majority of the people on the face of the earth and the original people on the face of the earth. Wake up. Come on, y'all. I mean, for real. For real, for real. And all of this stuff is because what? Because we don't support each other. That's why. So that's how come Trump and Steve Bannon and them can get to Ice Cube. They can get to him because we not protecting them. In fact, we didn't even know he was in that trouble. We didn't even know he was in financial trouble, which is his fault too. Come on, for real? But Trump, he don't respect us. They don't respect us. That's why they go to rappers. They go to people that don't have no education. I'm not saying, but that's what they want. That's why they keep dumbing us down. I keep trying to tell y'all, stop letting them dumb you down and get as smart as you can. Wisdom, our ancestors' spiritual system work on what? Wisdom and knowledge. Knowledge and wisdom, I should say. Get knowledge, and then once you get that knowledge, use wisdom to carry it out. Fastest 15 minutes is up. My name is Judson Powell. Press the like button, subscribe button, share button, whatever buttons you got. Hit those buttons, but most of all, press the love button. I love you.